All right.
Let's go.
I'm ready. Look, there's a tiny duck on my mic. Oh my God, he bought, I don't even know how many. Remember I told you he did this? He put all these tiny ducks all over the house. There were 120. I have found 119 of them.
Okay.
There is one that is still missing. And now he bought another. I don't even know how many.
Okay.
I don't know what this weird joke she's doing is. She bought these ducks and hid them, and now she's finding them and gaslighting me. I don't know what's going on.
It's like you have dementia.
Oh my God.
What's wild is
You're
my son came
ridiculous.
home on Friday and he had a duck in his hand and he goes, "Mom,
A real duck?
thing? No, that one, the
Oh.
little toy." And he's like, "They're hiding them all over school." And it's like a thing. You guys are tapping into Gen Alpha.
I'm in the fucking zeitgeist.
That's right. So we're just as cool as sixth graders.
I did it first. I did it like over a year
So
ago.
you admit it. It was you. Okay.
Hey, Central Pod friends. Welcome back to the pod. My name is David. I love Friends. I love it.
Great. We believe you. My name is Nikki. I am a super Friends fanatic.
And I am Carol, your Friends newbie who has never watched a single episode until we watch them together for this podcast.
Woo.
And this is the one where we talk about the one with George Stephanopoulos.
Snuffleupagus?
Stephanopoulos?
It's Stephan, yeah.
Stephanopoulos.
Stephanopoulos.
Okay.
Not Snuffleupagus.
I believe you.
Big Bird's friend.
That's right.
In this episode, Joey, Chandler, and Ross go to a hockey game to take his mind off of the anniversary of the first time he slept with Carol. Not just Carol.
The other Carol.
But any woman is what I meant. It's the first time he slept with a woman.
Time.
While the girls become depressed when they realize they don't have a plan.
Oh.
They don't even have a plug.
Nope. Not even a plug.
It was very charming.
I love this episode. What did you guys think of this episode?
It's fun. It's just it was a good time. I like how they split the genders.
I definitely, one of the notes that I have is I really loved the editing of this one, the way they jumped back and forth between like the girls doing their hot girl shit.
Yes!
And then the boys, getting into trouble.
I wouldn't really say it was hot girl shit.
It absolutely was hot girl shit.
100%. You've never been to an all-girls slumber party, but that's what goes down.
That's exactly the hot girl shit that hot girls do.
We drink some rum punch. Mm-hmm. We get in our onesies.
We do get in our onesies.
Yes.
I have been to lots of slumber parties where I've gotten into my onesie, drank from a straw out of my rum cup, and talked about what I think our friends are like in bed. That's a thing.
Actually sleep with,
No.
but you do.
But you talk about it
And then
just for
inevitably
fun.
it's somebody's brother.
I don't want to talk about this, guys.
That's a hot girl shit.
Everybody's got Instagram, TikTok. The algorithm knows what you're doing, so it has been putting more Friends stuff in my feed.
Well, like
And-
clips and stuff?
Yeah,
That's
and
cheating.
like I know.
I know. You gotta cut that shit.
But there was somebody who was commenting that the Friends were in their early 20s, the characters, when the show started, and they sort of related not being judgmental about yourself and not needing to know who you were in your 20s. And I think when the girls are talking about this, and it's Ross's the first and only person he's ever slept with, and it's his first big breakup, and the girls are talking about not having a plan. It's so the conversations we have in our early 20s. And I think it's such an important zeitgeist, and it's an important milestone to go through when you have people to lean on who are not getting promoted, not getting engaged, not getting pregnant. Like I just for reference, I did get pregnant and engaged in my 20s. So, but now I'm in my early 40s and I am looking around and I'm recognizing my friends in their 30s who are going through these major milestones, and it gives me a lot of hope and it's very exciting. because they've lived a little bit of life before they make these decisions, and they're a lot smarter and more mature going into those things. And I feel like it's a problem because those of us who did get married or pregnant or promoted in our early 20s, it's a different world. Like you're just going through, and I feel like the Friends cast, obviously Ross got married in his early 20s. He's now getting divorced. He's probably the first person he knows who's getting divorced. Everybody else is single. It's a real thing that people, converse about. And
yeah, when I was in my early 20s living in like Denver, so I was in the city, and the important thing that I love about Friends is the relationship that you have in your 20s with your friends. So when she talks about how she's spiraling, right? So her friends come to visit her in in the coffee shop that she works.
Rachel.
Yes, Rachel. So
Poor Rachel. This was a huge episode for
Rachel. She is doing her best to make progress. However, progress does not look like progress from the outside, especially at the beginning, right? When you're tearing down the world that you used to live in and you're doing your best to make like internal progress, that doesn't look like anything. They're like, oh, so you're waitressing? Like, good for you, right?
Oh, it was such a bitchy thing to say.
Yeah, well, those are bitchy girls, spoiled girls, right?
Yes.
And so like her progress doesn't look like anything. So she's spiraling thinking, what am I doing? All this, like she's,
Yeah, did I make a mistake leaving Barry?
Right.
Yeah.
But what brings her back up is that she has this amazing group of friends who she loves, who she's struggling with, who she's bonding with. And like when you're in your 20s and you don't know what you're doing, your friends are your family. Your friends are your everything. They're the people who you lean on. They're the people who you talk to. They're just like get you through the day. And that's what's so great about this show.
Yes, I agree.
It opens again in Central Perk, and it's not like sexual talk this time. They're talking about like hypothetical.
Unless you're Joey, then it absolutely was.
I guess it came back to a dick joke. Yeah. What would you do if you were omnipotent for a day?
Omnipotent.
Probably kill myself.
But Phoebe went off about world peace. And
Let's talk about Phoebe being asleep in Central Perk.
Oh yeah, a little narcolepsy there.
That's weird.
No, I can't sleep in Perk.
Can you sleep in public?
No.
Of course.
I can sleep on planes.
You can fall asleep like on a TriMet bus.
Yeah, absolutely. I've fallen asleep on the Max multiple times. In fact, the first time I went to college, I was at the University of New Mexico, and I went to campus for the day, but my classes are like hours apart, and I'd never been in a situation like that before, and I was like, what do I do?
I think a lot of people study, Carol.
Okay, well, I'm not most people. I sat on a bench, and I was like,
Yeah, some people can do it.
I guess.
Some people can. I have never been able to, even in
because you're on high alert all the time.
All the time.
Well, I want to know.
Untrusting of people.
I want to know what you guys would do. I think we skipped past it. What would you do if you were omnipotent for a day? I want to know. What would you do if you were omnipotent for a day?
Oh, shit.
I'd Thanos snap half the people off the planet.
Oh my God, David. You understand that, right? I'm going to get a group of other friends, aka the Avengers.
I mean, I've always said I agreed with Thanos, and I know it's fucked up to say that. I'm not doing shit. I will gladly volunteer myself for one of the half of the humanity. That's fine.
All right, let's move on past David's homicidal tendencies. Carol, what would you do if you were omnipotent for a day? I don't know how to respond to that. Carol, you go ahead.
I hadn't thought about it. Because I'm a book nerd, I just thought it meant that you could read everybody's thoughts for a day. I wasn't thinking that you'd be like in control of things for a day.
Yeah, omnipotent. Doesn't that basically mean that
You're
like you
a
have
god.
a guy, like you can choose, like it's like having a million wishes as a genie, right? Like if you were omnipotent for one day, you can rewrite history. You can do anything you want to.
Then I might agree with David.
No question.
Vindicated.
There's some people who don't deserve to be alive anymore.
Sorry, not sorry.
I don't think half of our populations are pedophiles, but I would snap them out of the world. Okay, all right, let's move it right along. Sleeping in public places, where were we?
Yeah. What would you do?
Impotent for a day.
If I was impotent, I would kill myself. To get off too. Come on. Little Nikki's dead, and there's just no reason. There's just no reason to
Little
live.
Nikki. No, but
Ew,
seriously.
no.
Yep.
I just got that. I said that, and now I picture Adam Sandler as
Me
my
too,
lady parts.
yeah.
So,
Oh, I was thinking Prince.
oh, no, I was thinking,
Yeah. Oh, the movie.
butterflies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you do if you were? I'm sure it would be a nicer, more rainbows and butterflies option.
That's true.
Yeah.
Can I be honest with you
Of
guys?
course.
You're gonna make fun of me. You guys have like big, elaborate, homicidal plans. If I was omnipotent for a day, I would make the world a musical for a day, and we would all sing and dance through our day, and it would be the best day ever. You guys, it would be
I'm
so fun.
very happy. You said
I would
a day.
absolutely.
That's very nice of you. That would be just a day.
What was the name of that show with Keegan Michael Key, and he has a TV show where him and his girlfriend are out hiking, and then they cross a bridge into basically a musical, and they have to try to they're like trying to fit in, but they're also like trying to get away, and it's really funny.
There
Yeah.
was who's the
But they can't get out.
Yeah, they can't get out.
There's no way out. You cross the
exceptional.
bridge and you see the
And
town
you're just
again.
back
You go
in the
across the
town.
bridge, you see the town again. It's a nightmare.
most happy nightmare ever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a
'Cause
manic
they
nightmare.
literally all start singing.
Yeah,
I was
all the
thinking
time.
about that TV show with the germophobic bald guy.
Monk.
Monk?
No,
No.
it's
Germophobic bald guy.
he's
Bald
an actual
guy.
person. He has like a OCD thing. He doesn't.
Howie Mandel?
Howie Mandel.
Oh.
And he created flash mobs, and it was a reality show where people could nominate a friend or a spouse to get flash mob.
Oh, wow.
And like they would always be these elaborate scenes where like people would start like tapping their coffee in unison, and the person
I've
would be
never
like,
heard
"The
and or seen
fuck?"
that.
That sounds amazing.
It was amazing. I
Is it too
dream
I'm-
about
late for
that.
Howie
show.
Mandel to come into my
I'm
life?
kind of ashamed to admit this, but I'm a sucker for a flash mob.
Oh,
You would
see?
be.
Yeah.
He loves to dance.
Okay, I'll have to figure out the name of the show. I hadn't thought about it until now, but I do. I think about those random flash mobs, and everybody starts dancing in unison, and I'm at the bus stop.
Exactly. That's what I would do.
So it goes back to Central Perk, and the guys come in with tickets for Ross and say it's for his birthday. This is what I want to bring this up because I just read this earlier. Apparently, and I don't know if this is true, I just read this and I kind of want to see if we can keep track of it.
Okay, the birthdays.
Yeah, it has to do with
there's
Ross's
no
birthday.
consistency, but yes,
That,
7 months
apparently,
ago.
throughout the whole series, Ross says his birthday 3 different times, and they're never the same.
Oh, really?
That's what I read.
Okay, so it was October 20th.
And he says, my birthday was 7 months ago.
So
it
his
was
birthday's in
March.
March.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Hold on.
so
I'll
write it
on
on
the
the
board.
Write
You
it
two
on
could
the
just
board.
do that in your head, or did you do that earlier and know
it's
that you have it
month
written
10,
down?
and then it's month
Mine
3.
is 7.
See,
So
no, I had to go open my my calendar. and
David,
go,
David,
1,
David.
2, 3,
You don't have to
4,
admit that.
5, 6, 7.
You didn't have to say that out loud, I don't think.
I think it has to do with the fact that we work in spreadsheets.
Oh,
And so when I hear March, I think 3. When I hear October, I think 10.
Okay.
July is 7. January is 1. December is 12.
No, couldn't do that. There's a couple of them I could do. Obviously, the first and the last.
Yikes.
And this month,
Yikes.
happy 420, everybody.
Oh, that is today when we are recording.
So yeah, so potentially March 20th.
Okay.
I
It
don't
doesn't
know.
have to be the 20th.
But yeah, it's just in March.
sometime.
What
Okay.
is weird to me is that if it's October and they come in and he says, "Oh, it's your birthday," that he goes, "My birthday was 7 months ago. Not my birthday's not for another 6 months." Right? Like that feels like 5 months.
That's
that
interesting,
feels like a
yeah.
weird thing to do.
It's
I
a
think
glass
it's
half
like
empty
yeah,
kind of
it's
response.
It's a very
guess.
your response. I think what
Yeah.
it means is you forgot my birthday this
Oh.
year,
Oh.
not you
Gotcha.
were early for my
Right.
birthday this year. You fucking
It's
forgot.
like you didn't
Yeah.
mention my birthday at all when it
You
was
still owe
around.
me 2 birthday presents.
Maybe.
I do love like the magic of New York City, where Madison Square Garden, because we're in Oregon, you guys, we don't have a venue that turns from a hockey rink to a basketball stadium to a concert venue. Madison Square Garden,
we do.
everything. What?
The Moda Center.
Oh, I don't get out much. Does it turn into a hockey rink?
It did at one point, I believe. If not a hockey rink, it at least changes from a basketball court to a
How do they
concert
just
venue.
take away a basketball
They
court?
cover it
Yeah, they cover it.
with a floor. I had,
Actually,
like,
a lot of places
cousin
that do
used
hockey
to
and ice skating,
put the
they
floor
actually do
on
that
and
a lot.
off.
Okay, well, you're ruining my
Constantly.
magic.
I know.
It's fine.
I hate to be the one to tell you, Carol.
Well,
Well, that was
Portland is
like-
another big city.
Have you been to New York?
No, I've never been. I
Okay.
very
Us
romanticize
either.
it.
Yeah.
You've never been to NYC, either of you.
No.
I've actually been to New York City.
I was
wait,
going to
what?
say.
I've been to New York
Yeah,
City.
this one probably did.
I was like 7, but I was there. So
That doesn't count.
it does. What are you trying to tell me? I wasn't there?
I feel like the 90s NYC is extremely special. Follow me on this tangent. I don't remember. It is 2024. I have not seen an I Heart NY shirt in a decade or more.
Yeah.
But in the 90s, they were fucking everywhere. Hard Rock Cafe, New York. I Heart NY t-shirts. People had Empire State Building, the Statue of Liberty. Like, I feel like everybody was ready to go to New York City.
Well, you know, like after 9/11, I feel like they were stabbed in that heart.
I think I just saw Carol's head explode. She
Yeah.
just
Saw my
had a
heart break.
realization.
Pre 9/11, because even in some of the card
Yeah.
cuts in between, and they show
Yeah.
skylines, you'll see the Twin Towers, and yeah, that was just a
R.I.P.
big hit to them.
Should we do like a quick moment of silence, you guys? There it was. Okay.
Have either of you ever been to a hockey game?
I have been to a hockey
Ooh.
game. I've been to multiple hockey games. I've been to a couple of college games and then a couple of.
You seem like a girl who would date a hockey player.
I am missing a lot of teeth.
No, when I lived in Denver was a huge sports place. Like we were all about, still am all about them Denver sports.
Ah, yes. I remember North Carolina when I was growing up got a professional hockey team and we got a professional NFL team. So Panthers and who the fuck can remember what the hockey team was? But I went to 2 of those hockey games.
Broncos and
Okay.
Avalanche. Woo woo.
Woo.
Sorry.
I went and watched my friend play hockey when we were kids. He
Like
was on-
amateur, like rec league soccer or
maybe,
rec league
probably
hockey
something like that. Yeah, I would assume it wasn't through school.
here in Oregon.
Yeah, it was my friend Jess.
Wow.
He played hockey for a while. I went to like 1 or 2 of his
Was
games.
it at the mall?
But then I in my 20s, I was a vendor. I sold peanuts and Cracker Jacks up and down the aisle at sporting events, and a lot of them were hockey games.
That is such a fun venue. Like you get to see all the games and you
Yeah,
get to
and
pay to
concerts
be there.
as well. I got to see so many concerts I wouldn't have normally thought I would enjoy. But yeah, like Heart, the band.
Oh my
Heart.
God.
Yeah.
of
Like
course
I would never
Heart is
say like
amazing.
I knew who Heart was, and I would never say, "Oh, Heart sucks, fuck that band" or whatever. But like I would never go buy a ticket
Right.
to go see it. So like I was standing there waiting for like the intermission because we worked the doors and then the intermission. So you're not allowed to be in there while it's actually happening to distract anybody or anything like that. Standing in the doorway, that lady can fucking sing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like goosebumps. I was like, holy crap.
That's amazing.
It was amazing. I was like, I would
Because-
totally buy the Heart ticket now.
Absolutely.
But also, if the venues have vendors who are going to walk up and down the aisles, it's not going to be your band next door. It's going to be a fucking headliner.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing. What a fun job.
Yeah, it was a cool summer job. I got to come and go as I please, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Man.
And again, like I got to see a lot of bands and stuff, and I met a lot of celebrities too. Like the elevator at the Moda Center, it was like the service elevator to go from the top to the
The
nosebleeds
great
to the floor.
equalizer.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because they can't go in the front door
Yeah.
elevator. They got to go through the service elevator. That's amazing. Who
Yeah.
did you meet?
Wrestler Kevin Nash.
Okay.
You ever
That
see
means
the
nothing to
Waterboy?
The
me.
Water Boy?
Yeah, you ever
Yeah.
seen
With,
Waterboy? Adam Sandler.
Adam
Adam Sandler.
Yep.
Captain Insano.
Okay.
He was like,
Oh, yeah.
he played Captain Insano in the movie. Shook his hand and told him, and when he shook my hand, like I've
was
never felt so emasculated in my entire life.
Delicate
Like
and
my
feminine.
hand dis-a-fucking period. I was like, please don't eat me.
I love that we can put fuck into everything. Just a fucking period. It's like in a word.
That's-
That's
I
how
love
I
that.
that's how I talk. I'm not
amazing.
apologizing for it.
I didn't ask you.
No,
to.
it's our
But,
fucking podcast.
Willie Nelson,
You met Willie Nelson?
kind of. His bodyguards, like, they were like a wall. between me and him. He was in the corner.
Because he is delicate.
Like they saw me like turn to like, and I was about to speak, and they kind of just like,
nope.
Like, nah. Keep moving.
But no, he went like over the guy's shoulder and went,
Aww.
mouthed, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just about to explain to the listeners.
Yeah. But yeah, there was a couple more.
That's amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Phoebe was asleep in, right, that's where we were?
Yeah.
I think Phoebe was asleep because she lives with her grandma.
Oh my God, I forgot.
And her grandma has a new boyfriend.
And
they're both insecure and deaf. Insecure and Deaf, I feel like, would be a good band name. Or like a name of a movie, or maybe like a self-titled autobiography. Yeah, name of your sex tape. Deaf and Insecure.
There were a lot of ableist jokes this episode. Yeah.
That I believe have been cut out over the years, because again, we're watching on your DVD collection, and I don't think I've ever seen that. There was the sex joke as well. I don't think I've ever seen the scene of the girls talking about what it would be like, or what the guys would be like in bed.
It was
either I've never seen
for
it,
network TV.
maybe,
Gross.
because I do not recall this. It
Okay.
could be just because it's been a really long time, but like as we were watching it, and then when it cuts to Joey, and he's like trying to get the thing, and he's like, "Come on,
Get one
baby."
thing.
Oh, okay.
The
We're gonna have to talk
candy
about
bar out of the machine.
Okay.
If you're going quarter by quarter, we're gonna have to talk. That's the very end of the episode,
All right.
because that was some great editing.
So we'll go from sleeping in public, deaf and insecure.
Well, we were at the hockey game.
the
We were talking
FICA.
about hockey.
Oh, we're not.
But also, we found out that the apartments are 100 steps from Central Perk, which makes
yeah.
sense why they're there all the
They're
time.
there all the
Yeah.
time.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
And then this is where we learn that Rachel gets her first
Paycheck.
ever paycheck. I think this, in my mind, because Rachel, I only know her as the actress, and she's sort of ageless. But in
That's so true.
that moment, I was like, oh, she's very young.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Her first real paycheck.
Her first paycheck. She's like, what are taxes taken out? What is FICA?
Yeah, it's been 3 episodes, and she went from spoiled daddy's girl credit card dependent,
Right.
to
Credit card companies calling her because she hasn't been
yeah.
spending.
That's a note I made too. What the fuck was up with that?
Yeah,
Why
that
are the
was-
credit card
That was
companies
just a
so
joke.
fucking
We
nosy?
miss you.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a we miss you joke.
Why
I
aren't
thought
you-
you should
Now-
be spending more money.
But now they just send you emails.
Yeah. No, they used to call. They used to call people.
I guess
They don't do it
But
anymore.
they definitely send emails.
No, I guess that's true. Yeah, I got a call from the bank one time, and they asked me a question that like I can't remember what it was, but I was like, "Who the fuck is this? Why are you calling me?"
This meeting could have been an email.
Like we were just checking on me or something.
You
and
used
it
to
was
have to
like,
call the bank before you went out of state or went overseas.
That's true.
I got my
Oh.
credit every time I moved states, and you might have had this experience too.
Absolutely.
Every time I moved states, they would cut off your debit card.
Yeah, they're like,
because of
you're
suspicious
outside
activity.
of your zip code
Yeah.
or
It was
whatever.
also a different time. It was
Yeah.
a way different time.
That's
People,
the
I
night.
think, trusted banks more back then.
They shouldn't have.
But I think
Like they had a
things were-
more intimate relationship if
I
they
think
had to,
people
if
just
you had
didn't
to
travel as
be
much.
so
Yeah.
transparent.
Yeah.
Well, not only
But
that,
it's the same thing because I get fraud alerts. So if
yeah.
I was like, "Hey, I'm going to this place. It's going to be me."
Right.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
prudent. Something I just didn't know you had to do.
But
Yeah.
why would you tell
Like,
U.S.
hey, why
Bank
didn't you let
I'm
us
going
know?
to North Carolina this week? Like, who cares?
Yeah, fuck off. Mind your business.
Mind your business.
they're trying to help you guys.
Well, they wanted to make sure Rachel didn't die.
Yeah.
Intrusive.
Do we love? I'm sorry to change. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're good.
Do we love the posse that comes to see Rachel?
Right.
Can we discuss?
The
There was so much to unpack.
girls.
I think the pregnant one was actually pregnant. I don't think that was a fake belly.
What makes you say that?
She was like off to the side, like dying. She's like fanning herself off, and then like she was like look concerned. Like, is this? Can you say cut? Or
did
maybe it was
notice
just really
that.
good acting.
That's funny.
but
I
I
will
don't
say-
think so.
So here's what I instantly went into was because if you were a kid in the 90s, you knew that you were poor based on your clothes, and you recognized what the rich kids were wearing. And in that moment, Rachel looked different visually than her friends. But if you think about now,
it looks like you're in a play, she said.
Yeah.
yeah, you're cosplaying being a waitress. But if you look at our celebrities now, like the Kardashians are wearing activewear, and like the richest, like what's his name, Justin Bieber looks like a homeless kid. Like that is not real where we are now, but in the 90s
Justin Bieber's more trendy than you think. I think that's it's calculated.
Well,
that
also,
those homeless clothes are still thousands of dollars.
Right, but these girls walked in looking like old money.
That's true.
They looked like lawyers' daughters.
Yeah, that
they're all
pantsuit that
old
she
money.
was wearing.
They all got that snoot just built in.
Yeah.
But they were not wearing workout gear. They were dressed to the nines to come to a coffee shop. They were dressed up to go shopping. Have you ever seen anybody put on a blazer to go shopping?
But I've never been to New York, so I'm sure that's a thing.
That's
it's a
probably
New York
true.
thing.
It could be an East Coast thing too.
Probably.
Because
I'm not a
But I
fan
actually
of a blazer.
felt bad for Rachel in that moment because, like you said, progress doesn't look like progress from the outside.
Right.
Like she has come so far. It's like if they would just watch the show, they'd understand.
Even if they did, they wouldn't get it. That's the
also,
thing.
I kept thinking how ironic it was because she was like, I could have had an orthodontist.
Yeah. I know I didn't love him.
Bitch, I worked for an orthodontist. It's not glamorous.
That is so funny.
Maybe an orthodontist in the 90s New York.
And so I thought it was really nice how, I don't, this is again, it's like unrealistic Friends expectations, but they all just started giving her money. They're like, yeah, this is totally fine. And then they were just, yeah, my first paycheck was also very sad. So I felt it in that moment.
But also waitresses, especially East Coast 90s, she probably made less than minimum wage because of tips.
Right.
That's why they did that.
And they were like, oh, it's $8.
You made it exactly $48.
Good job.
Good for you.
I
Great.
hated Ross's yellow jacket.
Ooh, snap. Now you're taking shots.
Yeah.
Taking shots at the
fired.
outfits.
Okay.
I also thought that Ross looked really dumb throughout the whole episode.
He had too many layers on, but the jacket was the main thing.
Okay, so this is what I have figured out. Because I mentioned this in the first episode of the podcast, that I think Ross has the best facial bone structure of any of the men. I genuinely think he is the most handsome.
And then you said Joey. And you're
Obviously.
trying not to say
However,
it now. But it's totally Chandler. What the hell? No chin.
but I think the clothes are, and the way that his posture is, where his shoulders are slumped, he's very tall, he's very broad, he's very masculine, but the way that they make him hunch, and the way that they make him sad, and the way that they make these boxy, oversized clothes makes him look like a goober.
Yes.
Well, I think that is
It's absolutely a
conscious
Ross
choice because of
choice.
everything he's going through
Absolutely.
right now.
Yes.
They try
he's
to make
very
Ross
much
look small.
emotionally slumped, and it's being portrayed, being showed in every way.
Yeah.
The way he discusses life and the way he dresses and everything.
Speaking, I mean, I definitely agree. And like Ross's character is very sad at this time. And try to, I guess they're not necessarily trying to cheer him up, but they're trying to get him to come along to the hockey game, in which they are starting to have fun, even though he's dragging his feet. And then he gets hit in the face.
In the face.
His face gets dented.
Yeah. My face is dented. That's pretty funny.
That's a good one. And they have to run to the emergency room.
Who?
The predicament room.
The predicament.
predicament
That's why they don't call it the predicament room.
Who was the lady behind the counter?
Ugh, I love her.
She's a common 90s
She's a
appearance.
comedian,
Like,
right?
yeah, definitely. I recognize her. Couldn't tell you her name. Gun to my head.
Can somebody Google her?
Of course I can.
Couldn't
Yes.
even tell you.
She is. I see her as the sassy waitress. I
Yeah,
see her.
absolutely.
She's always giving somebody shit.
So her name is Mary Pat Gleason. And this is her right here.
Oh my God. She's
Right.
everybody's favorite aunt slash
everyone's-
waitress.
Yeah, she's like always like kind of like the sassy one. I got to
Sassy.
see like her fucking Wikipedia.
Yeah,
What is
what's her IMDb?
That's what it is.
'Cause,
From
I feel like there's all kinds of guest
1950
spots in all kinds of
2020.
90s shows into 2000 shows. I want to say I've seen her in an episode of Scrubs.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
But she's definitely been in Scrubs. She was also in Gilmore Girls and Will and Grace.
See.
Nice.
She was in Shameless.
Yep.
Okay.
She was in Killing Kennedy, Grey's Anatomy, Baby Daddy, Up All Night, Scandal, Two Broke Girls. She was in Bones. She was in The Middle.
Wow.
She's been all over the place. Hawaii Five-0. She's been in NCIS. She's been Good Luck Charlie.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So Nip Tuck. Oh my God, Nip Tuck.
She's a day player. For
I
sure.
can't believe
Yeah.
that show existed.
She looks like she's related to the daytime hooker.
She does kind of look like she's related to daytime hooker
Patty.
star from My Name Is Earl.
Yeah.
She's
Never seen My Name Is Earl?
Oh, I have,
She-
but who's the daytime hooker?
She's the daytime hooker Patty.
Patty,
That's I
yeah.
don't know how else to
I
describe
don't
her.
either.
I'm gonna
She-
Google
she's a
daytime
She looks like it's her sister.
hooker.
My Name Is Earl.
Because we
It's
just saw
classic.
it's just fresh in my mind because we just saw her in Fallout,
The new
show,
Fallout
Oh,
show.
okay.
which is so good.
I haven't seen it.
It's so good.
See, I typed in daytime hooker
Nope,
into my
you
you don't
Google.
got
want to
the-
Google that.
I sure did, but guess what? Guess what? First thing that pads up. Patty Wiesner. My Name is Earl. Wiki fandom. Hello.
Patty Wiesner? She had a last
She
name?
had a Wiesner was her last name and everything. Played by. That can't be right. It says Dale Dickey.
Dale.
Wow, he's a really good actor.
You know, the reason My Name Is Earl.
Her name is Dale Dickey.
My Name Is Earl had the same
Wow.
feel as what was that? Raising Hope.
That's the same creator.
Yeah, same creator.
Oh yeah.
And there's also like crossover
There you
episodes.
go.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
Are
a
you-
there's a
are you shitting
there's
me
a
right now?
soft My Name Is Earl reunion episode of Raising Hope.
Yeah, great show.
Yeah.
I what?
Jason
okay,
Lee
this is
plays the
What? No, wait. I'm having a minute because the problem with each of these shows is I got
in
bored
the
after
first
like
episode when before the serial killer comes out and she knocks her out with the TV. There's a news story playing on the television, and they're actually it's in the same universe. They're in one county over. They're in Natesville, and then Camden County is where My Name Is Earl takes place. And My Name Is Earl, they actually reference Natesville a bunch of times, but I'm getting off topic. On the news report, he says, in other news, a local man finished his karma list. Like they
Because
Oh my god!
put a bow on My Name Is Earl
it got canceled before they were able to finish it.
on a to be continued.
Oh, you
It ended
guys.
on a to be continued and never continued.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I
know.
think in a
It's
world,
so upsetting.
I think Friends, along with a lot of other shows at the time, like 90210, I think I've talked about this, like Dawson's Creek, they were just like pretty white people with problems, right? They were like well-dressed white people. Like everybody was beautiful,
Right.
you know, having these storylines. And then once in a while there was like
Roseanne.
like Roseanne, like
I
real
love
people.
Roseanne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were people on that that like I could have been related to. Like they were real
Pretty sure that
looking
was,
people.
yeah. Pretty sure,
Real
yeah.
looking people.
Real looking
Yeah.
people, absolutely.
That means ugly. All right. Let's move on.
Were we talking about
we
Friends?
were-
What
yes.
was happening?
So we were in the emergency room where Ross got hit in the face with a hockey puck.
Yeah.
And is giving the revelation to his friends that he has only been with one
Oh,
person.
and it's what's funny is they suddenly took the date a little bit more seriously because they're clearly man-hoes.
Right. Well, Joey is.
But so
Yeah.
did Chandler was
Yeah.
like, oh.
They do talk a little shit behind his back. Like, what are you kidding
Yeah.
me? Are you joking me? He's a freak.
Yeah, he's a freak. And then I loved, like we were saying, I really loved the way that they started to kind of jump back and forth because so Rachel is at her
Yes.
friends. So, right.
They're
so
having the hot girl slumber
they're
party.
having a hot girl slumber party where they're doing their best to like cheer themselves up. Oh, and that's when they get the pizza.
Yeah, Snuffleupagus' pizza.
That's
which
right.
is like I didn't know who he
Stephanopoulos.
was then, and I still don't know now. I know from context
But we
that he said he
Googled
was
him.
like a
Okay, but
an
also,
advisor to
do you know
Clinton.
how? Well, they explain that in the episode, and it's perfect for Monica's character.
Mm.
She seems like somebody who would be like presidential second
Groupie.
hand, right? But he's the campaign manager. He's not related to the Clintons.
Right.
He's like liberal. You know, supporting the politics, but he's doing all the hard work, right? And so she's attracted to that.
Not
Right.
kind of behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, and he's
Like,
living
you have
in
to-
their neighborhood across the way.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
I mean, it is
he
New
maybe
York.
he doesn't make a lot of money.
Yeah, no.
And then he went
And then
to become a news anchor. But this is him in the 90s with this fresh face.
Okay, so this one's the one with the glasses down that I kind of recognize.
Yeah, and then he
Yeah, I can see he has a very nice smile. And so I can see why maybe they would be into it.
But here's the thing, we don't actually know if that was him. Here's what was funny to me about the episode.
It's just G.
Is that this like
Stephanopoulos.
dorky pizza
I
delivery
mean, they are
bro.
spying on him.
Yeah, and it's G. Stephanopoulos. Could be anybody, but they describe him, as terrible. Intelligent, good looks, Mediterranean, and short.
Oh, the little guy.
The little guy.
The little
Apparently
guy.
he's got a hog on him though, but judging by their fucking reaction.
Yeah, because eventually they do get to see him without the towel.
Yeah.
And is that okay? Is it what they were doing okay?
Yeah, so they definitely
Like
Okay. I have actually really strong opinions about this.
Please.
Yeah, as a voyeur myself. 100% okay with what they've done. It's fine. I think as long as it's a one night thing and like this does not become a hobby of theirs, I think it's harmless fun.
But wait a second.
I mean, it kind of does.
Okay.
Why is it okay and a funny joke when it's the ugly naked guy?
That's exactly what I was going to say. So
they do it all the time.
constantly voyeur out this window.
Throughout the whole
that's
series.
true.
Throughout the whole series. So many things happen when they're
also-
looking out that window.
Okay, but again, they are living in a big city where you can't help but look across your
true.
window
They don't
and
have
see.
they don't
It's
have
a
a
fucking
view of the
menagerie
park.
of freaks.
Yeah, but also if your window is facing another person's window and you drop trowel
Yes.
while with a lady friend,
Yeah, even
probably asking for it.
if you have
Their windows are open.
yeah.
integrity,
But
you're
also-
gonna do a double take.
But also, it's such an innocent sexuality to be like, whoops, like here I am naked in front of my window.
She has a
It's
pair
not-
of binoculars on the windowsill. For fuck's sake.
Okay.
Okay, touche, point taken.
All right.
It's not okay.
Maybe it's a little creepy.
It's
I
a
guess.
little creepy.
Whatever. Don't kink shame them.
But no, I get what you're saying. It is a different level when you're in an apartment fishbowl setting like that,
Right.
and you're so close to everybody. It's a little different.
And I also think intent is
They
also
all
like
had-
a part of
They
it.
kept all their clothes on.
The girls did, you mean?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think intent is also a big part of it. Obviously, like when there's a guy standing outside of your window, jerking it to, you changing into your room.
Absolutely.
That's fucking creepy, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a thing that's not okay. And we can all agree that that's not okay. Couple
Double
of
standards.
girls. Yeah, exactly. It is. It's fine. Couple of girls having a good time and just like laughing and joking about it, I think is
I feel
innocent.
like-
Yeah.
It's
No, it
an
was. I
innocent
was just-
intention.
No,
Yeah.
and I
Being the
feel
devil's
like
advocate.
Yeah.
no, I think it's great, and I think that it's a trope that is pulled out in any NYC sitcom. And I'm thinking Sex and the City had
Oh, yeah.
several. There was like the neighbors who were having sex, and like people are
Wasn't there an episode where like Samantha was like invited to have sex with her neighbors through the window? Am I making that
through
up?
the wall, but
Right,
yes,
okay.
they like tapped on the wall.
I'm like, okay, why don't you come over then? Because again, because it's
but
like
there was
fishbowl.
there was like an episode where all the girls got popcorn and they were watching across the street from Carrie's apartment with the new exhibitionist neighbors.
Right.
Like, so it's kind of a comedic trope.
It must
you
be a
know.
New Yorker thing that we're just not getting.
Yeah, the rear window. Your neighbor could either be a serial killer,
Right.
right? Or
Right.
they're just like, ooh, somebody's having sex in their living room.
Well, then it kind of ends with a really sexual joke that made me a little uncomfortable when they're
Wait,
all playing
what?
Twister and
Oh.
Phoebe bends over in front of Joey.
That was.
I feel like
Yeah.
that was
It
cut out as
a
well.
cheap shot.
Like
Yeah.
what he said, like her bending over and him like.
He
whoa.
was just like, whoa,
I think I've
booty
seen
and
that
like-
before, but when he was like, Ross, trade me positions. She could be your second. Like that's
Right.
a fucked up thing to say.
Yeah. So pretty.
You know what's fun?
pretty
Okay,
uncool.
so again, I have no emotional interest in these characters yet. Like I'm just along for the ride. It is episode 4.
Yeah.
So when all the girls were outside and they were going through they were all talking about Joey being like a kid's ride.
Yeah.
Or like he was really tender when he put on my jacket. And then Ross came up and Monica's like, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother. And Rachel, naturally, because I think she's supposed to, is like, I don't know. And they just showed Phoebe just like sitting there smiling, and I was like, oh, Wouldn't it be funny if Phoebe was attracted to Ross?
Well, she's the one who brought it up. She was like, who's kind of sexy?
Yes, and then so that to me,
I was surprised what they said about Chandler as well.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, Monica was saying that.
Wait a
I think that's
second.
part of his act. I think that's part of the shtick.
Quote unquote.
Yeah.
He does have a shtick. He seems to put up a lot of boundaries.
I think I do
humor.
that too, where I'm like, who, me?
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, so I'm going to go off for a 5-minute tangent about how having sex with David is really awesome. Just kidding. We'll cut that. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Okay, fine.
We have to talk about the vests. How there were
Right.
zero vests.
Okay, can I ask a question though?
Yeah.
At the end of the episode, a guy comes to the door
With a pillow.
pillow.
and he gives somebody a pillow. What the fuck was that about?
So, in case you missed it,
I
sounds
did.
like you did. So they're out on their like railing or whatever out on the,
The
stairs
balcony.
there, the balcony, and
who is we?
The girls.
the girls, right when they're outside.
When
Oh,
she
during-
reveals that she put a rose in Monica's locker when they were kids.
So she's
sitting up against the
Rachel.
fire escape and she's got
Yes.
a pillow.
Oh, is
behind
that
her.
what
This
she
actually,
dropped?
And then she
yeah,
dropped it,
she sat
yes.
forward and it falls, and then there's like a half a beat where she looks and she goes, anyway.
I thought that was a blooper. I thought
No, it
she
was that they
dropped
kept
a
in.
prop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
It's so natural.
That's
She was
exactly
just
what
like,
happened.
I just need to continue.
But then
my
they kept
story.
it in, and then they made it into another joke when the guy brought it back, which is one of my favorites because Chandler's like, "All right, thanks." Man." Didn't even question it. He
did
just says,
not
"Thank
even
you."
question it.
It's a very Chandler
That was my
move.
favorite joke in the episode.
Yeah.
Also, remember when people would come to our door and we would just open it?
Oh, nope, I don't.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, so final thoughts about the episode. I really loved, I mean, obviously, so in the past 3 episodes, we've really kind of dove into Ross, into Rachel, into Monica, right? Like we've kind of
Yeah.
seen these little bits of everybody. And this episode is really where they all come together and you can see their group
Their
dynamic.
friendship.
And
Well,
I
it was
really-
split in half, but yeah, it was like you see their relationships as females and their relationship as guys in these like turbulent moments,
Right.
where
Yeah.
it's lighthearted, but it's also serious. They actually try to help each other.
Exactly.
Very
Yeah.
supportive.
It's a very friends-centric episode.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that. I love the way that it was cut. I think that both Phoebe and Joey in this episode really shone for me with their quirkiness. I just love their little quirky.
Oh,
It
I
is
didn't
one of
even
my
notice.
favorite episodes, and it's just like a nostalgia thing for me saying that right now. I can't say for sure, but it's definitely one of the first episodes I ever saw,
Okay.
Oh.
if not the first. I couldn't tell you for sure. It's been too long,
Oh,
but
I didn't see a single outfit that offended me, which is fantastic. And
just Ross's jacket, and
Yeah.
like it really. At first, because it's just yellow, and I hate yellow. As a jacket is a very bold choice. But then
Safety
after he
jacket.
got his nose busted, I thought there was blood on it, but they were leather patches. There was like 2 on his collar and then 1 like down here somewhere. And I was like, why?
oh, interesting.
I
Okay.
have strong opinions about this jacket.
I guess.
I have noticed now Rachel, and when we've talked about this, we've gone back and re-looked at screenshots, and it is a trick of the costume designer. But it seems like Rachel goes from day job to nighttime in her outfit. So today, when her rich friends came in, she was wearing like a sleeveless button-up with her apron over it. And then when she went over to Monica's to like have some drinks and cookie dough, it was like tied, and you could see a little bit of her midriff. And I was like, day into evening. And she's done this a couple different times, and I think it's really cute because like when you are a service worker and you want to go see your friends
So
after
true.
work, you know it. You have to wear something that can transform so that then I can go out and look cute and fresh and not like a worker bee.
Right. Because we don't
then the
always have
best-
time to go home and change.
Yeah.
This episode, or at least my favorite, was Phoebe's onesie.
Phoebe's
Yeah,
onesie.
Phoebe's onesie.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That was adorable. Also, she's a tall girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Carol,
Her-
can you please just really quickly confirm that you have worn a onesie at my house during one of our hot girl nights?
Not only have I worn a onesie of yours twice
Yeah.
during nights. I have worn them at different sleepovers with different girls.
Yep.
Because I think that's
it's a real thing.
It's a real thing. That's
Yep.
what happens. It's like, oh, you're staying over. Here's some pajamas.
Cutesy pajamas.
Yeah,
So I love that.
cutesy pajamas. Yes.
Right.
But no vest, right? Is what we said. We didn't see a single vest.
I did not
Nope,
see a
not
single
one
one.
vest.
Not a single vest
So
throughout the entire
clearly,
one.
and we're gonna next episode we'll do a deep dive into the costume designs. But I think she got the memo.
Yeah.
Right.
I think she must have gotten a lot of feedback.
If the next
It was
episode
very strong.
don't have any vests again, then I think our efforts are futile.
No, but we probably recognized what they recognized. The,
Right.
the
Oh,
director
why are
was
so many
like,
vests?
Why are
Why
there
are there
so many vests?
There's
There's
like
so many.
looking through a pile of vests and like,
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore.
Throw them out. We're your Central Pie friends, and we'll be there for you. Hey, Central Pod friends. Thanks for listening. You can find us on Instagram at Central Pod Friends. Email us at centralpodfriends@gmail.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. I mean, Spotify and YouTube. I fucked it up, didn't I? Okay, well, that was really
That's
great.
a good stopping point.
Thanks,
Fantastic.
I'll
Thanks,
try
everybody.
to flow into the outro.
okay.
Oh,
We
whose turn
are
is it to
the
do the
Central Pod
outro?
friends, and we'll be there for you.
Oh shit! Do it again. I was talking.
We're gonna have to cut that whole part because you just kept rushing over as we were trying
Okay,
to.
do
I
it.
tried to be smooth with it.
You went
Okay.
smooth.
Here we
I'm
go.
lost it now. I'm all flush.
No.
Somebody else do it.
We're your Central Pod friends, and
We'll be there for you.
No.
Next week.
All right, you try this time. Was classic.
Yeah, I see her face, and I know I've seen her in multiple things. And like you said, a waitress. I can see that.
Yeah. She's always like in a service industry role. Where are you looking? What you need?
Yeah, what are you looking at?
Can you pull her up?
I'm looking at a. I hate your
Oh.
computer.
Why don't
Where's
you-
your iPad?
Where's your
You're
phone?
right. It's out in the thing. I was charging it and I forgot to bring it in. Can we just pause for a second?
Yes.
No, well,
that's
you can
fine.
go. We can edit it out.
We can make
Fine, just
content.
talk without me.
I can still hear you.
We will edit it out.
No. It's okay. These guys are gonna keep talking.
Yeah,
I'm gonna step out.
your
Don't keep
decibel-
talking and be funny. I'll be
You
right
didn't
back.
need to come back over here. We could still hear you.
Yeah, I
Your
literally-
decibel level is off the charts.
Nobody complains about her dropping out on her mic. Oh my gosh.
No, I downloaded a decibel meter app one time when we were at like a get together. I think it was at Andrew and Brittany's, and I was like, "This was still pretty early on." I was like, "God, she's so loud," and she didn't believe me. And then opened it up, and I put it on the table, and she was just consistently going into the red. And it was.
That's my girl.
That's
I
actually-
wouldn't want it any other way.
No, that's why he won't go to live shows with me anymore.
That's not true. If you just laughed, that's fine.
But you know what? We're great at we're great at comedy shows.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Can you really quickly, Carol? Can you elaborate on what you just said?
Okay, so when you take a loud, hilarious girl with a contagious laugh that can echo through the stadium to a comedy show, and
People
you-
love it.
and you give that girl a couple drinks, fucking put that bitch in the front row.
Sure. And the comedian might even comment on it.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That's totally fine if it's on his
Or
terms.
her.
Right.
His or her terms, excuse me.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, she goes, I got that. I got that. And she'll say, "Oh snap," and really snap, and she'll say snap. She'll snap as she says the word snap, and she goes, "Oh snap." We were at this show, and then there was this one time there was this other girl that was like in the middle, and she was loud as fuck too. Intermission, we're going to the bathroom. They cross paths. She goes, "Oh my god, I am such a fan of you." I'm like, everybody hates you both.
That's so mean.
Sorry,
that's
sorry, but
amazing.
it's true.
Yeah,
This is why we don't have sober friends.
that's probably true.
I don't even know what to Google.
Hold on, I'm doing it right
She's
now.
looking up the lady.
She can actually figure. I was like, I just put in random shit into my Google.
Sure how to reverse
Mary
engineer that.
Pat Gleason.
That's not real. Can I see a picture?
Yes, of course. Hold on one second. I'm gonna.
Mary. That's a terrible name for her. No wonder
What did I
she's a
say?
fictional character.
Pat Gleason.
That-
What did I say?
I feel really. I
Wasn't
didn't
it
say
right
that
in
out
front of
loud.
you? Yeah.
I'm not. We're cutting that out. I can't be that mean to a person.
Okay, I'm gonna start again.
Okay, start again.